Special good evening to our wonderful listeners in Dominica and those of you overseas listening through the various mediums. The celebration of Carnival is a tradition generations have embraced, and certainly it defines us as a people. Many, including myself, I must add, look forward to Carnival Monday and Tuesday. As King Hunter says in song, those 2 days we normally let go or load on the road. However, for several months now, Dominica, like the rest of the world, has been part of a fight against the most devastating public health pandemic and challenge the world has ever seen. Due to the protocols and measures we have instituted as a people, and the general adherence to the protocols by our wonderful citizens of this beautiful country, we have been successful in managing the spread to date, keeping our numbers manageable and recording no deaths from this deadly virus. Even though we have done an excellent job to date, we know how easily COVID-19 can be transmitted and how quickly this spread can escalate. As you are already aware, we have taken the decision to cancel carnival activities in Dominica. However, the large gatherings associated with carnival event can be potential super spreader events. And that is still a matter of concern for all of us. We do not believe, though, that there is any justification for a state of emergency and curfew at this time. We believe, I must add, in the fundamental rights of our people. But as we have recognized, we are not living in normal times. As a matter of fact, we are living in uncertain times. To date, we have recorded 127 cases, and presently, 8 active cases are in isolation, and we have 0 deaths recorded thus far. But I must add, and you'll appreciate, that the risks still exist. Therefore, your government cannot say without a shadow of a doubt that we do not have any cases in Dominica which are undetected at this time. I must say, though, that generally speaking, we have, as a people, been very responsible in large measure, and we have adhered to the protocols and guidelines thus far. But also, we have to be vigilant and on our guards, as there are many countries in the Caribbean which were in similar situations and circumstances as we are now. But because of large festive gatherings are now subject to serious restrictions and curfews due to the spread of COVID-19. There's a saying my grandmother used to always say, "Les bab commando pont de feu, pont glou, ever vous ça." If we do not take precautions, we may end up in a similar situation and back to being under more stringent restrictions. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow citizens, this is something we have to avoid by all means. Your government and our Prime Minister have always been preoccupied about the safety and well-being of our citizens, and all our actions to date have been to achieve this objective to date, including being among the first in the region to have access to vaccines. The government recognizes, therefore, that the public has been very cooperative in adhering to the protocols thus far. But in an effort to minimize all potential risk during the festive season, the following additional measures shall be in effect from the 15th and 16th of February 2021. In that regard, a new order, namely SRO 1 of 2021, under the Environmental Health Services Act, has been put in place. 1, no gatherings of more than 10 or more persons in a public place shall be allowed, including gathering at a camp for religious institutions or other purposes. However, for the purpose of emphasis, let me just reference some exceptions. This does not include the following. 1, a gathering of persons who are members of the same household. 2, a gathering at a religious institution. 3, a gathering at a supermarket, shop, or other retail establishment for the purpose of purchasing groceries. 4, a gathering at a restaurant for the purpose of dining on the premises. As you know, Sunday is a very significant day in our history, and when we show our love and appreciation to our significant others. Valentine's Day. 5, a gathering authorized by the Chief of Police. Let me emphasize further that there shall be no playing of music in a public place or public places, using loudspeakers or other forms of amplification. Very shortly, the Chief of Police will actually reference some of the details in that order in terms of the police authority under that prescribed measure that I just made reference to. As I conclude, let me add and urge us to continue following protocols of hand washing, wearing of our mask, physical distancing, as we continue to fight against this deadly virus, COVID-19. We have been in this thing together. Let us continue this fight as a responsible people together. I thank you very much. I now call on the Acting Chief of Police, Lincoln Corbett.
Good evening, all. The Honorable Minister for National Security and Home Affairs, Reverend Blackmore, fellow Dominicans, it is indeed a privilege to address you this evening on some of our plans to police the 2 days, that is Monday, the 5th of February, and Tuesday, the 16th of February, 2021. Normally around this time, we would be preparing for carnival. However, during a press conference on December 2nd, 2020, the Honorable Minister for Tourism advised the nation that Carnival 2021 was cancelled. As a result of the cancellation, there will be no street jump up throughout the island of Dominica on Carnival 2021. The police have received several applications to hold events island-wide over the weekend, that is the Carnival weekend. All of these proposed events have been disallowed. That is to say, permission have not been granted to anyone to host any event over the Carnival weekend, that is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. During the past 2 weeks, the police have intercepted 7 vessels entering the country illegally. Information received suggests that during the interception of these 2 of these vessels, some people escaped custody or capture, and their whereabouts have not been ascertained. That is, they are still at large. Taking into consideration the number of planned activities island-wide, this prompted the Chief of Police to recommend to the Honorable Minister for stricter measures to assist in policing the country during the period February 15th to 16th. The Honorable Minister alluded shortly to SRO number 1 of 2021. In essence, the SRO makes provision to discourage events and gatherings on the days the 15th and the 16th of February 2021. The Chief of Police has not granted permission to anyone to hold any event on Monday and Tuesday, that is the 15th and the 16th, of February. The regulation prohibits the promotion of large gatherings, which includes using the regulation prohibits the promotion of large gatherings, which includes using in a public place any apparatus, device, noisy instrument, musical instrument, or radio by means of which songs may be mechanically or electronically produced or reproduced. So the playing of lap or cabaret, hi-fis, or any PA system in a public space is an offense. The police will seek under SR number 1 of 2021 to disperse any gathering of 10 or more persons. Failing to do so will result in prosecution of the offenders. Throughout the Carnival weekend, and more so on Monday, the 15th, and Tuesday, the 16th of February, the police shall be out in full force to enforce the no carnival in Dominica. There shall be strict compliance to SR number 1, and anybody found breaching the order shall be dealt with according to law, to include arrest and prosecution. We cannot drop our guards for 1 minute. COVID-19 is a killer, and we ought not to be complacent. Allow me to thank all those who have cooperated with the police and have postponed or cancelled the planned events for the carnival weekend. Let me also remind us to continue wearing our mask, keep our physical distancing, and sanitize our hands regularly. I just wish to make reference to the penalty that can be imposed for anyone in breach of the order. The fine for anyone found committing an offense on SR number 1 is $10,000 or 12 months imprisonment. Additionally, $5,000 for every day that the offense continues. So the penalties are quite steep and quite serious. Let me once again thank all of us, and all of Dominicans to keep safe. Thank you very much.